Hello and welcome to your ABQ. My name is Kate Shields and I am one of your instructors. That's right, you have two instructors to clarify that right off the bat. So there's myself who will teach you the actual social science document curriculum, and then there's Frank who does the core section, which is a little bit like methods and spec ed and social schooling kind of all wrapped up into one. So over the course of the next 12 weeks, there's 62.5 hours allotted to my modules and 62.5 hours allotted to the modules for Frank. So it's roughly about 5 hours a week per instructor, so you're looking at like 10 hours a week that you need to kind of dedicate to the course, trying to break down how much time to spend on this stuff. My modules are 4 through 9, which means Frank has 1, 2, 3. And the other thing I'd like to clarify right at the beginning as we get started on this little journey together is many of you are taking this in order to get your S qualification, so you're most likely in PJ or in elementary. So in elementary, social studies includes history and geography, but social sciences in high school do not include history and geography. So what we are going to be referring to are the actual soc, psych, anthro. There's some cooking courses that are in there. You'll get to know the H course code curriculum a little bit more. But history and geography is a whole other curriculum document in secondary. That's they all start with a C course code. So just want to clarify that from the beginning. We're not doing social studies. We are doing social science. All right. So how to navigate the course a little bit, considering that you are kind of working out of two shells, we like to call it. So you got to go in through one link to look at the stuff that you need to do for Frank, and then you got to go into another link to look at the stuff to do for me. And then once you're in there in both of the shells, these are kind of the two important places you need to go and kind of live out of them. So one of them is the content section here in the left-hand menu. Consider that like your assessment. It's like the textbook. There's usually a discussion post you have to do. There's a shortcut link here to discussions as well in that menu bar. So go in there, and that's what you kind of have to work through over the 2 weeks. At the end of the 2 weeks, there is an assignment, so an actual evaluation. So in this link underneath it, you go into course assignments, and you just kind of follow them in order throughout the weeks. Okay. Yes, it is very confusing how this all works down between module numbers, assignment numbers, weeks. I don't know if we could put more lettering and numbering systems into this to make it any more confusing, because it boggles my mind every time I run this, and it's my 5th time. So I apologize for that. My best way or help I've been able to do is create a study guide for this, or study schedule that lays out the weeks. I put the due dates in for it. I try and do like a little comparison of what you're doing in core versus what you're doing in the social science, so that you can kind of look at a bigger picture. So download that document, keep that document safe, print it or something, or get out a big calendar now and just start putting due dates on there, and it will all start making sense. It does eventually click, but it is confusing to be working on Module 1 and Module 4 at the same time, and to have Assignment 1 and Assignment 5 due at the same time. I get it, it's confusing. I apologize. There really is nothing else we can do about it. Nothing that NIPSing can do about it either. It was a requirement from OCT that they make us label it in this way. So, I'm sorry, but this is the best we can probably do for you, is create this kind of document that helps lay it out for you. I will also email you weekly, keep you up to date with due dates. All the due dates are within the shell, so you'll eventually get the hang of it. So when you need to submit something, there is a drop box in each section. Hopefully you're familiar with using some LMSs. So please upload everything into those. I do not want anything emailed to me. And the due dates are there as well in the assignment section. For the discussion posts, I've noticed over the years that I do this, it gets better and better as more people are getting more familiar with these LMS systems. That threading is becoming really a simple thing to do. But a couple things in Blackboard that if you're struggling or it's not looking right, click over here at the display section, and that might adjust the way you're viewing the threads. If you're having a hard time seeing who's responded to you or how many posts have been put up there, try clicking on that display thing, and just really note that you want to create a new thread every time you want to post something in there the first time. Okay, so they post a comment or thread is the way that Blackboard uses the wording of it. All right. Due dates, there are due dates in there. It's every 2 weeks. I just want to mention it from the very beginning that I'm really flexible with due dates. If it's going to take you a couple of days to get something handed in, I understand that there's more going on in life than this ABQ. So I randomly have picked Wednesdays kind of as the due dates just because we start on a Wednesday, so that rolls every 2 weeks. But say you need to take till Friday, maybe you need the weekend, whatever you've got to do, a quick email, and even if you forget, that's fine. I will eventually email you if I see something hasn't been handed in over a week, or if it's over a week late, we'll touch base and see where you're at with that assignment, okay? So please don't panic if you've forgotten to submit something. That happens, and we'll just keep moving forward from there. One of the reasons you take an online ABQ is so that you have some flexibility, and I get that. Just stay on track with your discussion posts as much as possible, and refer to that study guide sheet. And when you're posting things in there in the discussion threads or when you're sending stuff to me, please keep them short and sweet. All right, we don't need a long essay or anything in any of these ABQs. We are looking for more like paragraph kind of responses usually, unless I've been more specific. Discussion post is something a little bit shorter. Lastly, some of you don't use your Nipsey email often, and that's quite understandable. So if you're finding it difficult or challenging to have to check another email system, then once you're in your Nipsey email for the first time, look on the right hand side for the little cogwheel symbol for your settings, and click on the setting button. And then across the top there's all these different tabs, and there's a forwarding tab. And you can just click on the little radio button here. It says forward a copy, and then you click in and write your other email address that you would like it sent to. And that should work out beautifully, that you'll get a copy of every email into the actual mailbox that you check all the time. Because that is our main way of doing communication, is through email for this course. If you have any questions, email me anytime. I'm looking forward to working with you all. Thank you.